I found the first USB in a roll-top desk from Mr. Henderson's estate. Oak, scuffed at the edges, with a hidden compartment behind the middle drawer that stuck if you didn't jiggle it just right.
June in Phoenix is 105 degrees Fahrenheit by 10 a.m., so I was sweating through my linen blazer, sipping iced tea from a Fry's grocery bag, when I pried it open. Inside was a velvet pouch, a handwritten note, for when the past is too heavy, and a USB drive labeled Family Memories. I plugged it into my laptop later that night, curious. Mr. Henderson was 82, a retired teacher, quiet. His niece had said he kept to himself.
The first video was grainy. A boy of 8, hiding in a closet, listening to a man yell, "You're worthless," and a girl scream. The camera shook as the boy crept out. Smoke billowed from the basement. The smell of burnt was wafting through the screen like it was in my living room.
"It's my fault," the boy whispered to the lens. "I left the candle on."
I closed the laptop at 2 a.m., heart racing. I dreamed of closets that night, of being small, of fire licking my ankles. When I woke up, my hands were covered in sweat, and I could still smell smoke.
I didn't think much of it until the third USB. Mrs. Cole's estate, a ceramic rabbit collection, a sewing machine, a oak chest with a false bottom.
The drive was labeled star 1974 star. The video, a woman in her 20s, sobbing in a hospital room, holding a baby that wasn't breathing.
"I should have stayed home," she muttered. "I should have stayed." That's when the dream started bleeding into days. I'd be sorting silverware at an estate and suddenly feel the weight of a dead baby in my arms. I'd pass a fire truck in panic, grabbing the nearest wall. My friend Sarah said, "You're burnt out. Take a week off."
But I knew this wasn't my panic.
I found the contract in Mrs. Cole's paperwork, EchoLife Memory Transfer Agreement. I, Eleanor Cole, agree to transfer the experiential memory of my daughter's death to EchoLife for the sum of $35,000. The signature was hers, dated 2 months before she died. EchoLife had a website, clean, corporate, with a tagline, *free yourself from the past. The FAQ said they facilitate ethical memory transfers for individuals seeking emotional relief. Reviews were sparse. "Changed my life. No more nightmares. Worth every penny. I called Mrs. Cole's son. He hesitated, then said, "Mom had cancer. The bills were killing her." She said EchoLife paid for her peace. I didn't ask questions.
The bank deposit hit me 3 days later. I was paying my phone bill when I saw it. EchoLife LLC, $50,000, dated 6 months ago. My hands shook. I'd forgotten about the tuition payment. My son Jack's first year at ASU, paid in full that month.
I told myself it was a miracle.
The contract was in my nightstand drawer, under Lila's baby teeth in her senior yearbook. I, Maria Gonzalez, agree to transfer the experiential memory of my daughter Lila's death to EchoLife for the sum of $50,000. My signature, scrawled, brushed, was at the bottom. The date, the week after Jack's tuition deadline. I sat on the floor and screamed.
Lila was 17. She'd been driving home from a friend's party when a drunk driver hit her.
I held her hand in the air as she died. I remembered every second, the beep of the monitor going flat, the way her hair was still sticky from the rain, the nurse putting a blanket over her face. But now, did I? I ran to the closet, pulled out the shoebox with Lila's things, her choker with a star, her art journal, pages filled with sketches of cats, the last text she sent me, "love you, Mom, be home soon, *."
I flipped through the journal. Her handwriting was familiar, but the memories felt faint, like a song played too quiet. Had I already started forgetting? Miss Torres showed up at my door at 9 a.m. The next day, she was in a crisp black suit, holding a tablet, and she didn't even wait for me to invite her in. "Maria Gonzalez," she said, like she was confirming a grocery list. "Your transfer is scheduled for 2 p.m. today. The buyer is eager."
I backed away. "What are you talking about?"
She tapped her tablet. "You signed a contract on March 12, 2024. You agreed to transfer the memory of your daughter's death to a client of EchoLife. The payment was processed. The tuition was paid."
"I don't remember signing it."
She smiled, thin and polite. "Stress can cause memory gaps. You were grieving. You wanted to give Jack a future. We helped."
I grabbed the shoebox with Lila's things. "What happens if I don't go through with it?"
"Breach of contract. You'll owe $75,000 in penalties. And the buyer, they've already paid. They're waiting to experience your loss."
My throat closed. Experience it? You're selling my pain to some rich asshole who wants to feel sad without consequences.
Miss Torres' smile didn't waver. The client is a philanthropist. She wants to understand grief to better support others.
Bullshit. I held up Lila's choker. "If you take this memory, I'll forget her. Her laugh. Her art. The way she used to steal my coffee and add too much sugar.
You'll forget the pain, Miss Torres said. The guilt. The nights you wake up screaming. Isn't that what you wanted?
I thought of the nights I'd sat on the floor of Lila's room, holding her pillow, wishing I could stop feeling. But now I knew. The pain was part of her. It was how I kept her alive.
I'd rather live with the pain than lose her, I said. Miss Torres nodded, like she'd expected that. She pulled a card from her pocket and set it on the table. We can come back when you're ready. The buyer is patient. I quit my job a week later. I couldn't bear to touch another family's memories, not when I knew what some of them were hiding. I started therapy. I told Jack about the contract. He cried and said, I noticed you stopped talking about Lila. I thought you were mad at her.
I could never be mad at her, I said. I'm mad at myself for even thinking of letting her go. Today, I'm at the Starbucks on Camelback Road, the one Lila used to go to after school. I'm holding her art journal, flipping through the sketches of cats, and I'm crying.
A woman across the room is staring at me, blonde, expensive purse, red eyes. She wipes a tear and looks away.
I think it's her, the buyer.
I touch Lila's choker around my neck. The metal is warm from my skin. I take a sip of my iced coffee, extra sugar, just like she liked, and watch the cars go by. The heat is oppressive, but I don't mind. It's Phoenix. It's home. The pain is still there, sharp, sometimes, like a knife in my chest. But it's mine. It's ours. I think Lila would understand. I close the journal and stand up. The woman across the room stands too, like she's following me. I don't care. I have my memories. I have Lila. That's enough. Later, I'll go to the cemetery. I'll sit at Lila's grave and talk to her, tell her about Jack's first exam, about the cat we adopted. She's orange, just like the one in her sketches.
I'll leave a sunflower, her favorite, and I'll say, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I won't again. The wind will blow, and I'll smell her perfume, vanilla and coconut, and I'll smile.
She's still here.
And that's all that matters.